Is it going to be a print story? Is it going to be radio story? Online video? All three? As newsprint gets more and more precious around the world, it's going to be more difficult to get paper. It's going to get more and more expensive to distribute newspapers as the price of fuel for vehicles goes higher. All those costs are going to keep going up and up and up. And it's going to be harder and harder for a print product alone to generate that kind of revenue. At the same time, we know there's a generation in India and all over the world that every day gets more and more of its information either from cell phones or online.
When I started out, it was enough to learn how to write, to research and write a good story. That is no longer the case. Now reporters need to be able to do that, but they also need to be able to think in terms of sound and image, because ultimately we're all going to be working one way or another for a multimedia platform. Whether it's a newspaper that has an advanced website, or working for a website only, or you're working for TV or radio stations that also have websites and have print components. It's no longer is there a separate stream for journalists to follow. You need to be able to do all of these things. Everybody's going to learn the basics of reporting and writing stories, of recording and editing sound, of recording and editing videos. Those who are primarily preparing themselves for a newspaper career will probably not get as involved in the technology of video recording, for example, or video editing, as those who decide to specialize in video. But all of them will become proficient in using basic video cameras, digital sound recorders, video and audio editing software, as well as the basic word processing and Quark Express kind of things that you need to know as a newspaper reporter.
One initiative we're working on already, and if you sign up for our Facebook page, you'll be able to follow it with us for the next few months, is we have chosen a rural village near Lucknow, and we have equipped a teacher and an 11th grade student with a cell phone, and already they do 2 stories a day, audio SMS in dialect. And what that means is they do their reporting, they send us the story, we edit it, we take care of the distribution back to the village, and villagers at noon and at 5 p.m., they get a phone call, turn it on, and they get voice in their dialect. And they're getting news they didn't get before. Within the realm of that, students here would work with those journalists. We would have, obviously, two-way communication every day as they're sending their stuff. This program's set up for groups of students to go down there with teachers, with equipment, and go live there for 3 or 4 days in the village and do their own reporting down there, do their own video, do their own audio, and bring back stories.
Our whole purpose is to create this exchange between the city and the rural areas, because an awful lot of journalists never get outside the big cities of India. And with 80% of the population living outside the big cities, I think they're missing a lot of the good stories. One of the great things about IMII is that the student body is small, and that's deliberate. The first class is only going to be 30 students, and that's because we intend to give each of those students a lot of attention.
So what a student should expect is to leave here with the confidence to use all this equipment and do the journalism.